We stood before a scene of utter devastation. The wild boars had ravaged the land, leaving it torn apart as if a fierce storm had swept through. Anger and frustration rippled through our hunting team. If we didn't act fast, the destruction would spiral beyond control. Fueled by a fierce determination to protect our crops and community, we mapped out our plan, ready to track down these relentless invaders. Want to join the hunt? Drop a comment with the number 1 to sign up. Dawn was just breaking as we slipped silently into the depths of Tellico Plains, Tennessee. Our hunting team, bonded over years, moved with a seamless rhythm, no words needed. Each step was deliberate as I tracked the trail of a wild boar. Then, a sharp call pierced the quiet. Target ahead! Thanks to careful preparation, I steadied my aim. Bang! The bullet found its mark. The boar dropped instantly, still and silent, ending the tense chase. Before I could catch my breath, a shadow flashed through the trees. Instinct took over. I raised my rifle, locking onto the target. Bang! The wild boar tried to evade, but it was too late. It stumbled and fell, lifeless. I radioed in, and Orson moved quickly to intercept. Suddenly, another boar charged out. Without hesitation, he fired one clean, precise shot, ending the hunt in an instant. Knowing wild boars move in packs, we were sure more were lurking nearby. Our team methodically swept the area. Just as expected, the entire herd revealed itself under the pressure of the chase. I stayed calm, rifle steady, eyes locked on my target. One perfect shot dropped a boar on the spot. After a brief 10-minute rest, we pressed deeper into the forest. Thick bushes formed a natural barrier, hiding every movement. But nothing escaped our relentless hunting dogs. They quickly caught a fresh scent. The team snapped into formation, aiming with unwavering focus. A sharp gunshot cracked the silence, and another boar fell not far off. Gunfire cracked through the air, sending the boar herd into a wild frenzy. Some tried to flee, but we weren't about to let them slip away. I shifted my aim, locked onto a target, and fired. A boar dropped instantly. Within minutes, our team had secured another hard-earned victory. As we prepared to call it a day, our lead dog erupted into fierce barking. From deep in the forest, a massive black shadow surged forward at terrifying speed. Giving it no chance to fight back, I fired rapidly. The shots echoed in quick succession, and the beast finally fell. Every October, David Lee Carter's farm in Tellico Plains comes alive with the excitement of the corn harvest. But this year, that joy turned to despair as wild boars tore through the fields night after night. Watching months of hard work crushed under their hooves, I and the local hunters refused to stand by. At dawn, we rolled out in our trusty hunting truck, determined to launch a relentless pursuit across Carter's sprawling farmland. Only 15 minutes after arriving, a group of wild boars emerged in the distance. I raised my rifle, but they charged on, undeterred by the gunfire. With our hunting dogs and carefully placed nets, We drove the beasts into a zone we call Boarland. Before long, another target appeared. We moved swiftly, blocking every escape route. From a prime vantage point, I fired a steady shot, while my teammate took down another with flawless precision. Unbelievable. In a flash, we took down 2 boars at once. That double hit ignited the team's spirit like wildfire. Soon after, a dark shape streaked across the field. We slipped into the tall grass, holding our breath, waiting for the perfect shot. Then, before the boar could sense danger, a burst of gunfire rang out. It dropped dead center in the open field. Think the hunt was thrilling? Drop a 2 in the comments. If not, hit us with a 3. In John's territory, a tense chase plays out. With skill and sharp aim, he swiftly takes down his target. The hunting dogs excel again, flushing a massive wild boar from the brush. It charges straight at us, but I'm ready. Rifle raised, I take steady aim and fire. These boars are fiercer than ever, some even charging head-on. Luckily, our team remains calm, responding quickly and precisely every time. As we shifted to a new position, strange sounds from afar rattled the team. Moments later, a wild boar charged out, desperate to escape. But today wasn't its day. A few sharp shots echoed, and the beast fell. Then, word came in. A herd of wild boars was hiding in a cornfield mid-harvest. The team rushed in, facing a massive onslaught. Amid the chaos and gunfire, we only managed to bring down 1. With the others still out there, the hunt is far from over. We'll be back tomorrow. It all began the day before, when my friend Enzo tipped me off about a hotspot teeming with wild boars near Tennessee's Cherokee National Forest. I jumped at the chance to join. The terrain stretched wide, and we spent hours tracking the elusive herd. Thanks to our hunting dogs, we quickly located their lair, about 200 meters away, a small valley filled with tall grass and dense brush, a true wild boar sanctuary. This hunt felt different, fueled by the fearless hounds at our side who chased the prey until exhaustion. When the boar finally tired, I loaded my gun and fired. A big one went down. Before long, another boar appeared and went down instantly. These wild boars are deadly, especially in the territory of aggressive males. Every encounter was a rush of nerves and adrenaline. I understand why they're called beasts. One charge could seriously injure you. Hunters must be razor sharp. One shot and a boar falls. Keen observation and listening for every rustle are vital for survival. Suddenly, a grunt echoed from the bushes. The team snapped into action. Sure enough, a massive boar charged out. I fired immediately, but my first bullet only fueled its rage. I had to unload a few more rounds before it finally dropped. After bagging a few boars, our energy surged to keep going. The hunting dogs grew restless, noses to the ground. Sure enough, more boars were lurking nearby. We released the dogs, and they sprinted off in unison. Their barks echoed, signaling the prey was found. The boar couldn't withstand the relentless dogs and fell under our fire. The lead dog earned a well-deserved meal. Hunting dogs are priceless allies in any terrain, from thick forests to rushing streams. But you still need a gun and knife for big game. Stay cautious. Dogs can get injured facing an aggressive boar without backup. Treat them right, and they'll be loyal through every hunt. Last night, Tellico Plains barely saw a wink of sleep as wild boars tore through the area. With the threat escalating, we quickly formed an emergency night response team. Every clue led us straight to the Cherokee National Forest. As always, we set out early, armed, prepared, and accompanied by our loyal hunting dogs. Just as we settled in, a boar charged out from the distance. Without hesitation, we took aim and fired. The bullet struck true, and the beast tumbled before finally falling. First kill of the day. Pressing forward, about 150 meters ahead, we dropped into cover, guns locked and loaded. 10 tense minutes passed before the thunder of heavy hooves drew near. I adjusted my scope, squeezed the trigger, and the boar dropped instantly. A perfect shot, pure satisfaction. But the hunt wasn't over. We reloaded, eyes sharp, ready for the next target. Crossing slopes blanketed in dry leaves, a herd charged like a storm. Staying focused, we closed in fast. Shots rang out, and an adult went down in a flash. Spotting a stray breaking from the pack, I chose my position carefully, fired, and it went down on the spot. As the team savored the rush of victory, a strange noise erupted from the bushes ahead. Suddenly, a massive wild boar charged out at breakneck speed. Instantly, I raised my rifle, aimed at the beast, and fired without hesitation. Only then did we get a close look. A colossal boar weighing 350 kilos. Heart still racing from the shock, we pressed on with the hunt. Every so often, more boars appeared in our sights, completely unaware they were being tracked. With crisp, precise gunshots, one by one, boars of all sizes fell to the ground. Pushing deeper into the hills, we spotted fresh tracks leading straight to a larger herd. Dense trees blocked our view, but experience let us zero in fast. The first target dropped instantly. Two nearby boars didn't stand a chance as follow-up shots brought them down cleanly. The rest of the team fired relentlessly, leaving no boar in sight standing. By the end of the clash, 7 more boars lay defeated. We held our positions, moving cautiously, eyes scanning every detail. Suddenly, a noise ahead set everyone on high alert. A wild boar burst into view right in front of us. I fired rapidly, each shot hitting dead center, and it dropped instantly.
Çekiyorum. At duyuyor.
Today, we received an urgent call from local farmers, desperate as wild boars tore through their cornfields. Without a moment's hesitation, we grabbed our gear and set off. This isn't just about our livelihood. It's about protecting the quiet life of rural communities. Before dawn, we arrived at a vast cornfield, a known hotspot for boar activity. Want to join the hunt? Drop a 1 in the comments and keep watching. Weighing between 90 and 200 kilos on average, with some exceeding 400 kilos, wild boars wreak havoc on agriculture, destroying crops and driving up protection costs. Worldwide, they cause an estimated $1.5 billion in economic losses each year. Beyond the fields, they disrupt ecosystems and can carry diseases that threaten both animals and humans. The hunt is on. The world was still and gray in the pre-dawn light as we stalked the perimeter. Every step was deliberate. Then a sudden rustle from the darkness ahead broke the spell. "Target acquired," I whispered, my heart hammering as the boar's silhouette emerged. I squeezed the trigger, and a single shot ripped through the silence. The animal faltered, a heavy beast against the rising sun, before collapsing to the earth. But the hunt was far from over. The real chase had just begun. The world exploded into motion. Out of the brush, a dark shadow barreled straight for us. Time slowed. You could hear a pin drop as every finger found its trigger. Then, in a blur of raw power, it veered off, shattering our perfect ambush. "Don't lose it," I yelled, my pulse hammering in my ears. The thing was a freight train, impossibly fast, but a single clean shot from my wingman echoed across the field, and the beast tumbled to a halt. The relief lasted only a second before another call came through. "Contact. New group. Pushing into the corn." The boars vanished into the dense corn, forcing our hand. We unleashed the hounds. A frenzy of barks and crashing stalks erupted as one broke cover. We surged forward to intercept. I steadied my aim and fired. You wouldn't believe the size of it. An absolute beast, pushing 350 pounds, with cutters slicing the air. Word came in. The herd was making a break for the mountains. Without a second thought, we were in the truck and punching it. My buddy hammered the gas while I was braced, rifle out, trying to land a shot on the bouncing terrain, but they vanished. They'd scrambled up the slope, but this hunt wasn't over. Finally, a clean look. One shot, and the boar dropped instantly. We were already scanning the ridgeline, determined to find the rest. We hadn't gone 200 yards when another boar stepped into the open. I shouldered the rifle, finger finding the trigger. One clean shot, and it dropped before it could even turn. The rest of the sounder had pushed to the mountain's far side, right where Mabel's team was lying in wait. I keyed the radio. From her perch high on the cliff, Mabel took the shot. The rifle's report cracked across the valley, But the boar dodged with an unbelievable burst of speed and vanished. But its luck had run out. We finally tracked it to a small clearing on the slope, cutting off its escape. As I started down, a massive boar exploded from the brush right on the path. It was pure instinct. I fired a rapid double tap, stopping the charge in its tracks. The hunt was routine, until the prey stopped running and turned on us. In that instant, the script flipped. We were no longer the hunters. This was a savage force of nature, a blur of muscle and tusk that had zero fear of man. In the deep woods, on their turf, a single mistake doesn't just cost you the kill, it costs you everything. The only question left was, would we make it out alive? Dusk is prime time. It's when the boars crawl from their holes to feed, and we're set up to intercept. The truck tears across open fields, the road dissolving into a dirt track flanked by skeletal trees against the setting sun. Every eye is scanning, searching for movement. Then, spilling out from the tree line, a sounder of wild boar materializes. Their filthy, bristled coats are perfect camouflage, making them ghosts in the twilight, and a serious threat. I've got to know who's watching. Ever been on a boar hunt? Drop a 2 if you have, a 5 if you haven't. The second they spotted us, their heads snapped up, poised to bolt. But the rifles had already answered, sealing their fate. Several hit the dry earth hard, thrashing in the dust before going still. The rest scattered into the forest, but we were on them, letting nothing escape. We pushed higher, weaving through jagged rock, the gravel grinding under our boots. After the eruption of noise, the silence that fell was heavy, almost suffocating. Suddenly, the hounds erupted, their frantic barks shattering the silence. Prey was close. The team snapped to high alert, fingers tightening on triggers. There. No hesitation. I took the shot. The rifle's report cracked through the mountains, and this time, the boar dropped cold, a clean end to a breathless hunt. After a night's rest, we pushed deeper into the nearby forest. We'd barely breached the tree line when the hounds lit up again, signaling they were already on a fresh trail. Everyone froze, eyes locked on the thick tangle of leaves ahead. Past the frenzied barking of the dogs, a haunting silence gripped the forest. Then, without warning, a hulking black shape burst from the underbrush. I snapped my rifle into position, forcing every nerve into razor-sharp focus. One clean shot, the bullet hit the 60-kilogram wild boar square between the eyes. It stumbled, then crumpled in place. Its bristled, dust-caked hide lay motionless now, the fierce creature finally silenced. It wasn't just our hunting team. Several other groups had assembled, all driven by a shared mission: to defend this land from the invading beasts. After surveying the area, I picked a spot beside a low bush, heart pounding as I waited. Then it appeared. I squeezed the trigger instantly, but the massive creature moved with shocking speed. It bolted, forcing me to fire again and again. Only after the fifth or sixth shot did it finally go down, but there was no time to celebrate. The hunting dogs had locked onto another target. I moved swiftly to intercept. This time, there would be no escape. One clean, decisive shot, and it was done. In under 10 minutes, 2 more full-grown wild boars lay dead. A victorious hunt, another step forward in the unending battle against nature's intruders. Catching sight of the herd's retreat path, I sprinted toward the hilltop, locked in a race against time. My ragged breaths pierced the silence, amplifying the tension in the air. Then I saw it. The wild boar froze, panic flaring in its eyes the moment it spotted me. Fear met cold steel, but it was already too late. By the end of the journey, our haul was substantial. Yet, considering the havoc these beasts wreak, this war is far from won. At first light the next day, we made our move, straight up the mountain to strike at their stronghold and stop the devastation from spreading. 2 large feeding troughs were placed along a well-known path where the boars were known to roam. They were filled with corn, feed pellets, and a distinct scent designed to draw them in. No words were spoken, no sudden gestures, only silent focus and steady eye contact. When the moment came, the first shot rang out, and the boar collapsed beside the trough. We held the ambush at the second trough, more than 500 meters from the first. After an hour plus of tense waiting, another boar finally appeared. There it was. Once again, we maintained total control. It felt like our position had been exposed, stretching the wait even longer. So we widened the search, moving into nearby terrain. We climbed to a plateau teeming with varied life, a perfect refuge for the boars. There they were. At 200 meters, we opened fire. Taken by surprise, the boars had no time to react. Chaos erupted, but every escape route was sealed. A swift, ruthless ambush. Adjust the scope, sweep the area, leave nothing behind. A shadow moved behind a tree. Boom, the gunshot cracked through the air. The lead boar dropped. It was larger than expected. A stunning trophy. Without pause, we pursued the survivors from the earlier ambush, trekking nearly 2 hours. There, movement. Moments later, one clean shot brought down another wild boar. The adrenaline from the wild boar hunt surged through me after the clash on the plateau. The last few scattered toward the mountain peak, roughly 500 MOA away, a natural escape route for them. Boars are lightning fast, so I had to steady my aim and fire at just the right moment. It was a tough shot, but for seasoned hunters like us, it was second nature and absolutely necessary. The scene was pure chaos. The herd scattered in panic, but every path was already sealed. In a blur, a wild boar streaked past my sightline. I fired instantly, but they were unbelievably fast. I wasn't the only one in action. My teammates had also brought down several. One thing was clear. Today, we weren't heading home empty-handed. As evening settled in, dark shapes emerging in the field drew our attention. Another herd had appeared. At around 160 meters, I unleashed several quick shots. The lead boar dropped. A wild chase broke out, but we moved in fast, bringing down the rest before they could vanish. This was a raw clash between man and beast. As dawn's first light stretched across the horizon, we departed the base. The helicopter's rotors whirred softly, lifting us steadily higher. Beside me sat a team of veteran hunters, their eyes sharp and unwavering. At the fringe of a desolate forest, another herd of wild boars emerged. Moving in tight formation, they responded instantly to the drone of the engine overhead. A tense showdown unfolded. With deadly precision, the hunters picked off each boar one by one. Watching it all, I couldn't help but reflect. These weren't thrill seekers chasing excitement. They were driven by a mission to control the wild boar population. These powerful beasts didn't just ravage crops, they threatened the very safety of the local community. Thanks for watching till the end. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to support our channel. Until next time, take care and see you soon. Wild boars have become a prominent part of the ecosystem in the United States. They primarily appeared in the 1500s when European explorers brought pigs to North America. Today, wild boars can be found in many states, particularly concentrated in the South and West, where the environmental conditions are favorable for their development. They adapt well to various terrains, from deep forests to grasslands and wetlands. Let's explore more about this topic, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for the latest updates. Wild boars reproduce at an astonishing rate, with each female capable of giving birth to 6 to 10 piglets per litter. This rapid reproduction fuels a dramatic population boom, turning them into an invasive species in many regions. Highly adaptable wild boars thrive in diverse environments, from dense forests to open grasslands, and maintain an omnivorous diet, feeding on everything from plants and roots to small animals. The spread of wild boars has taken a heavy toll on both the environment and agriculture across the United States. Their rapid reproduction and adaptability have allowed them to invade multiple states, wreaking havoc on native ecosystems. Beyond environmental and agricultural damage, wild boars pose serious safety risks in urban areas. Sightings in residential neighborhoods have become more frequent, raising the chances of dangerous encounters with humans. Studies estimate that wild boars cause up to $1.5 billion in agricultural damage each year. They relentlessly destroy crops, topple fences, and ruin plants, often leading to soil erosion and water contamination. Controlling their population has become a critical task to protect farmland, safeguard food production, and maintain overall food security. As wild boar problems intensify, numerous hunting organizations have emerged to help control their populations and protect agriculture. These groups work closely with hunters, government agencies, farmers, and scientists to develop sustainable management strategies. They organize large-scale hunts, encourage community involvement, and raise awareness about the environmental and agricultural damage caused by wild boars. Do you support this approach? If so, give the video a like. If not, leave a 2 in the comments.
Blowgun on them. You see him? No, not here.
Wild boar hunting rifles are specifically designed to handle these strong and aggressive animals. Hunters often rely on large caliber rifles for their precision and stopping power, allowing them to take down boars safely from a distance. Popular ammunition choices, such as the .308 Winchester and .30-06 Springfield, can penetrate the thick skin and bones of wild boars. This combination of firearm and ammunition ensures both an effective hunt and the safety of the hunter. Hunting rifles provide significant advantages for those pursuing wild boars. Their power and accuracy allow hunters to take down targets effectively, ensuring the safety of both themselves and others nearby. Precision reduces the number of shots needed, saving ammunition and time, while also minimizing the animal's suffering. Beyond practicality, hunting rifles enhance the overall outdoor experience. Hunters engage closely with nature, sharpening their observation skills and patience as they wait for the perfect moment. This connection fosters a deeper appreciation for the environment and cultivates focus and discipline, making the hunt both rewarding and enriching. In addition, aerial hunting provides several unique advantages. By approaching wild boars from above, hunters gain a clear, unobstructed view of the entire hunting area. This elevated perspective allows them to locate targets more easily and plan their approach with greater precision, improving both efficiency and safety during the hunt. Aerial hunting also lowers the risk of injury from close encounters with wild boars, powerful animals that can turn aggressive when threatened. Beyond safety, it offers a unique and exhilarating experience, appealing to adventure seekers. Hunting from the air also provides breathtaking views of the landscape, combining the thrill of the hunt with a serene and immersive wilderness experience. Moreover, aerial hunting can aid wildlife research and conservation, allowing hunters to collect valuable data on wild boar populations and other species in the area. This activity also promotes ecotourism, supporting local economies and raising awareness about environmental protection within the community. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please like, comment, and subscribe to stay updated on our upcoming content. Monkeys are a remarkably intelligent and social group of primates, celebrated for their cleverness and adaptability. They inhabit diverse regions across the globe, from the tropical forests of the Americas and Africa to the jungles of Asia. Known for their rich social behaviors, they build complex social structures, communicate with gestures and sounds, and even use tools. Their ability to learn and interact not only fascinates researchers, but also makes them a vital part of ecosystems, helping maintain balance in their habitats. Ready to explore their world with us? Drop a 1 in the comments below. The rapid growth of monkey populations has pushed these clever primates into urban areas, where they search residential neighborhoods for easy food. State reports reveal a 30% rise in property damage caused by monkeys, while incidents affecting human health from close encounters have doubled in the past year. This surge has prompted authorities to reassess wildlife management strategies and implement emergency measures to regain control of the situation. Monkey hunting season is set for specific periods depending on local regulations, drawing hunters eager to help control populations and collect meat or other resources. These organized hunts attract thousands of participants, all working to protect property and communities. In Florida alone, nearly 1 million wild monkeys roam freely, causing up to $120 million in damage each year. When hunting wild monkeys in Florida, hunters first establish a stable shooting position. Using a rifle scope, they carefully observe their target, aiming for vital areas like the chest or head to ensure a quick and humane shot. The trigger is pressed with steady precision, maintaining full control. After firing, the hunter watches the monkey's reaction. If it flees, the blood trail is followed carefully. Upon locating the animal, the hunter approaches cautiously to confirm it is no longer alive and eliminate any risk. If needed, a follow-up shot ensures a humane conclusion. Hunting monkeys with rifles in Florida has sparked heated debate within the community. Hunters often face opposition from animal rights activists and concerned residents. What's your take on this method? If you support it, give this video a like. If not, leave a 0 in the comments to share your opinion. To tackle Florida's wild monkey overpopulation, a combination of cage traps and sterilization has been widely employed. Hunters begin with large cage traps designed to allow monkeys in safely without causing injury. These traps feature sturdy metal frames, mesh sides, and spring-loaded doors that snap shut once the monkeys enter, activating the mechanism. To lure them inside, hunters use irresistible bait such as fruits, vegetables, and nuts, with bananas, apples, and other sweet-smelling fruits, proving especially effective. Traps are usually positioned in areas frequented by monkeys, such as near food sources or along their regular travel routes. Once set, hunters monitor the traps using nearby tracking devices, observing activity and checking for triggered mechanisms. When a trap holds between 7 and 15 monkeys, hunters carefully transfer them into smaller cages using gloves, minimizing the risk of bites and preventing the spread of disease. The captured monkeys are transported to a veterinary facility, where highly trained veterinarians perform sterilization procedures such as vasectomy or tubal ligation, ensuring humane treatment throughout. During surgery, the monkeys are fully anesthetized, with vital signs like heart rate, blood pressure, and oxygen levels carefully monitored. After the procedure, they are closely observed as they recover, with their condition checked regularly, and remain in recovery cages until they are fully awake and stable. Once fully recovered, the monkeys are returned to their capture sites or designated release areas. After release, they are regularly monitored to ensure they reintegrate smoothly into their groups and continue to thrive. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please give us a like and subscribe to the channel to catch our latest content. See you in the next video. Today, we're taking you deep into the rugged wilds of Turkey for an all-out boar hunt, where unforgiving terrain and unpredictable challenges test every skill we've got. Just days ago, we got an urgent call. Dozens of wild boars tearing through farmland, threatening nearby villages. Within hours, our team deployed from the US to join forces with local hunters on a massive ground mission. This is high-stakes hunting, driven by precision, teamwork, and split-second decisions. Drop a 1 in the comments if you're ready to join the chase. Before dawn, we were posted on a mountainside overlooking the Black Sea. Locals call it Boar Paradise. After barely 100 meters of creeping, the hunting dog's excited howls echoed down the slope. I keyed the radio. Ambush ready. With everyone locked in, I eased forward toward the quarry. The moment sharpened, Steady breath, aim, fire. The shot was flawless. The boar folded instantly, no fight left. One precise round, and it was over. Paul and I pushed down the mountainside, the forest growing thicker with every step. But our dogs were locked in, cutting a clear path ahead. "Movement!" I shouted as a dark blur tore through the brush. Instinct took over. The boar exploded from cover, charging straight for Paul. Full speed, no hesitation. But this time, it picked the wrong target. Paul's shots hit true, striking the vital points. The beast stumbled, then tumbled hard down the slope. At the base of the mountain, we held our ground, ready to stop anything else trying to break through. A thick silence settled over the mountain, broken only by the sharp, distant barks of the dogs. Rifle in hand, I waited, still, focused, listening to every rustle in the brush. Then, without warning, a wild boar burst out like a missile through the greenery. One shot, that's all it took. The boar staggered, then dropped hard. This remote mountain, lush and untouched, is a perfect haven. Dense cover, endless food, everything they need. But the boars here aren't just big, they're fierce. One look at the beast lying at our feet, and you'd understand why. Out of nowhere, the dogs erupted in a wild chorus of barks. Something else was on the move. Likely spooked by the earlier shots, another boar broke from cover, crashing through the brush. I tracked its path, shifted position, and moved to cut it off. It tried to veer away, but instead came straight for me. Wrong move. One clean shot, and it dropped where it stood. Dusk was closing in, but we pressed on. The dogs stayed sharp, their noses guiding us through the shadows. Still, taking another shot now would have been reckless. So we held our ground, tense and ready, while the dogs worked to push the next boars closer. "They're here! Take the shot!" I yelled, adrenaline spiking as shapes tore through the brush. In seconds, it was chaos. Shots fired, boars dropping, the whole scene a blur of motion and noise. Exhausted from hours of pursuit, we finally turned back toward camp. But just as we thought it was over, another boar charged onto the trail, blocking our path. Instinct overrode fatigue. I lifted my rifle and fired. The shot hit true. The boar fell instantly, a sharp cry echoing through the trees. Maybe it's instinct, maybe it's duty. Out here, when a boar appears, hesitation isn't an option. Every November, the farmlands of Denizli, Turkey, usually hum with the rhythm of the corn harvest. But this year, the season's excitement turned to anger and loss as wild boars rampaged through the fields night after night. Watching months of hard work destroyed in hours, I knew I couldn't stay on the sidelines. Fueled by determination, I teamed up with local hunters to take the fight to them, one hunt at a time. At first light, we rolled out in our reliable hunting truck, bound for the vast open fields of Denizli. Barely 10 minutes after arrival, movement caught our eye. a handful of wild boars breaking from cover. I steadied my rifle and took the shot, but one kept coming, charging hard like the bullet hadn't even touched it. The dogs surged forward, pushing the herd straight into our sights. With the net tightening from all sides, the boars had nowhere left to run. This area has earned its reputation as a true wild boar haven, and it didn't disappoint. Before long, we locked eyes on our next target. Acting fast, we intercepted its path and set up in the perfect position. I steadied my rifle, took a deep breath, and fired. At that very moment, my teammate landed another flawless shot. 2 boars down in seconds. Pure precision, perfect timing. That double takedown lit a fire under the whole team. Our focus sharpened, our adrenaline surged. Moments later, a dark shape streaked across the field, another boar on the run. We slipped quietly into the tall grass, hearts pounding, waiting for the right second to strike. Then, in one synchronized burst, shots cracked through the air. The boar never stood a chance. It fell right in the middle of the open field. Have you ever hunted wild boar with a rifle before? Type 2 if you have, or 3 if you haven't, but would love to try. Meanwhile, things were heating up fast in John's sector. A fierce chase was unfolding, but his steady aim and years of experience turned the tide quickly. The boar dropped clean with just one precise shot. Moments later, the dogs earned their keep again, flushing out a massive beast from the dense brush. It came barreling straight at us, wild and relentless. But we were ready. I steadied my rifle, lined up the sights, and fired. One shot, that's all it took. The boars here aren't ordinary. They're bold, ruthless, and unafraid of anything. But that's fine by us. We stay cool, focused, and let skill do the talking.
Bir görüş üstüne açacağım. Vallahi billahi çok güzel.
As we shifted to a new position, faint noises echoed from the far end of the field, low, tense, and unmistakable. Within seconds, another wild boar exploded from the brush, sprinting for its life. But luck wasn't on its side today. Our shooters were locked in, 2 sharp cracks, and it was over. Just as the dust settled, word came in. A whole herd was holed up in a cornfield mid-harvest. We raced over, and what we saw was pure chaos. Boars bursting out like a tidal wave. The air filled with gunfire and shouting, but in the frenzy, only one went down. The rest vanished into the fields. The message was clear. This battle's far from finished. Tomorrow, the hunt continues. What you just witnessed wasn't about sport. It was necessity. The Adhere region, right in the center of France, is under siege. Once known for its golden fields of grain, it's now ground zero in a battle against a booming wild boar population that's tearing the land apart. Crops flattened, irrigation lines shredded, and the constant threat of disease spreading through farms. It's devastation on a scale you can't ignore. That's why, last October, local authorities made the call. Hunters had to step in. Nearly 40 of us answered, joining forces to take back control of Adhere, the heart of France's growing boar crisis. We We split into multiple squads, each made up of 4 to 6 hunters, positioned along the trails the boars were known to use. Not long after, movement flickered behind a patch of brush. A lone boar emerged, tense and alert. It froze, listening for danger. That was my cue. I steadied my aim and took the shot. One clean hit, it dropped instantly. The silence didn't last long. Before we could even reposition, the brush ahead began to rustle again. A whole herd was moving in, and the real action was just about to begin. Tony took the first shot at the herd, but it went wide, just enough to send the boars scattering in all directions. The sudden burst of chaos left him visibly frustrated. "Not again," he muttered, reloading with determination. Moments later, a huge boar broke away from the group, thundering across the field. This time, Tony didn't hesitate. He steadied his aim, squeezed the trigger, and the shot landed perfectly. The giant dropped where it stood. "Now that's more like it," he said with a grin. "Biggest one of the morning, no doubt." We maintained our ambush, knowing this was the critical moment. The herd tightened together, dozens of wild boars pushing through the clearing. Then came the command, and the air erupted with gunfire. Every second mattered. We fired in rhythm, taking down several before they could scatter. Any hesitation would mean chaos in the nearby fields. As the herd broke, our flanking teams stepped in, catching the stragglers in perfect crossfire. By afternoon, we were still patrolling the trails that wound through the farmland. The boars had grown wiser, splitting into smaller groups, moving quietly, hiding deep in the brush. But they couldn't outsmart us for long. Every time one appeared, it went down fast. They ran hard, but not faster than a bullet. My pulse spiked when a huge boar burst from cover and charged straight at me, driven by the dogs. In the end, we hauled in our catch, processed the meat, and shared it with the local farmers. A hard-earned reward after a long day's hunt. Night descended, cloaking the land in uneasy silence. Yet we knew, out there in the darkness, the wild boars were on the move. Dozens of them, thundering together like a storm, a true nightmare waiting to unfold. We tightened our grip on our weapons, steadied our breathing, and braced ourselves for what could be the fiercest hunt yet. The question lingered in the night air. Could we take control and bring down the beasts? In Texas, wild boars have become a relentless force of destruction, tearing through farms and the environment alike. With millions roaming unchecked, they devastate crops, churn up soil, and leave entire fields in ruins, pushing farmers to their limits. As night falls, their activity surges, a silent invasion under the cover of darkness. Without decisive control, this growing menace will only escalate, bringing consequences no one can predict. After receiving reports of a massive herd ravaging the area, we made our way to Texas. The state greeted us with a breathtaking sunset, stretching over endless fields. The calm beauty of the scene belied the danger lurking beneath. Cunning, powerful beasts poised to wreak havoc. As night fell, we prepared for the hunt, equipping ourselves with advanced gear. In the pitch-black darkness, Visibility was limited, but our thermal imaging systems gave us the edge. We steadied our aim, hearts racing, before deciding it was time to pull the trigger. We moved to a nearby orchard and spread grain across a bare patch of earth, the perfect lure for the hungry intruders. Almost immediately, massive wild boars began to gather, drawn by the irresistible scent. They rooted eagerly through the dirt, savoring what would unknowingly be their final meal. Then, with a single, precise shot, the first boar collapsed instantly, setting the hunt into motion. The herd erupted in panic, crashing over one another in a desperate scramble to escape. But the hunt was far from over. We tracked them relentlessly, taking careful aim at each new target. As they dug into their favorite bait, I steadied myself, drew a deep breath, and squeezed the trigger. The gunshot cracked through the night, and one by one the boars fell. Precision, control, a flawless strike, and results that spoke for themselves.
Hey, what you got there, bud?
Tonight, we ventured out once more, driven by sheer determination. Fingers tight around our weapons, we swore this threat would end. Before us, chaos reigned. Wild boars ripped through the field, trampling crops as if claiming a personal buffet. Each beast was massive and fierce, their coarse fur casting shifting shadows in the darkness. Despite their sharp instincts and heightened senses, cunning would not save them this night. We crouched low, holding our breath in absolute silence. Everything was in place, and their nightmare was about to begin. I've hunted plenty before, but never faced a herd this massive and ferocious. Without a second thought, we slipped into position. Gunfire erupted through the night, echoing across the fields. Though we felled many, their sheer numbers made it impossible to take them all at once. We pressed forward relentlessly, refusing to let a single boar escape. With a herd this size, we knew more were still lurking in the shadows, waiting for their moment. We couldn't afford to let a single one escape. With a perfectly aimed shot, the largest, fattest boar, the undisputed leader of the pack, crashed to the ground. The rest scattered in a frenzy, but their chance of survival had vanished. Moments later, a few more shots echoed through the night, leaving dark, motionless shapes across the field. A fitting end for these relentless intruders daring to invade human territory. Thanks for watching the full hunt. If you enjoyed it, show your support with a like and subscribe. Until next time, stay tuned for more. The battle never ends. Last fall, Texas farmers faced a relentless siege. feral hogs tearing through cornfields and pastures like a living storm. With senses keen enough to sniff out food from miles away, they devoured crops, crushed seedlings, and left devastation in their wake. But this time, we're fighting back. Drop comment *1 to join the hunt and stand with us in the fight to reclaim our land. Feral hogs cause over $500 million damage across Texas every year, and the number keeps climbing. Their explosive population growth, fueled by sows capable of birthing a dozen piglets multiple times a year, has turned them into an unstoppable force of destruction. Each new generation digs deeper into cornfields, ravages vital crops, and leaves behind a trail of devastation that threatens both farmland and fragile ecosystems. Research shows that feral hogs are relentless diggers, tearing through the soil in search of food and leaving devastation behind. Their rooting doesn't just destroy crops, it shatters soil structure, drains fertility, and drives losses of up to $100 per damaged acre. Drawn to staples like corn, soybeans, rice, wheat, peanuts, and garden vegetables, these invaders have become one of the greatest ongoing threats to Texas agriculture. To fight back against this invasive menace, Texas farmers are deploying wire cage traps, a practical, cost-effective weapon in the ongoing battle. These traps are placed in known hog hotspots, often near water sources or along heavily damaged fields. Baited with corn soaked in oil or other strong attractants, they lure the animals in with irresistible scent trails. Today, many setups are equipped with motion sensors and cameras, instantly alerting farmers when a hog is caught, transforming a traditional trapping method into a smart, high-tech line of defense against the feral hog invasion. Setting up these traps requires precision and experience. Hunters and farmers must carefully calculate placement, ensuring each unit sits along key travel routes and feeding zones. Regular checks are essential to maintain smooth operations and ensure humane handling. With proper maintenance, a well-built cage trap can last 5 to 7 years. Unlike traditional hunting, which targets one hog at a time, these traps can capture entire sounders in a single sweep. According to the Texas Wildlife Service, this large-scale method saves farmers an estimated $75 million in agricultural losses each year, marking a major victory in the ongoing battle against feral hogs across Brazos County. In addition to trapping, wild boar hunting takes place year-round, peaking during the cool winter months from December to February, when the animals are most active. Night hunts are especially popular, capitalizing on the boar's nocturnal nature. To improve accuracy and range, hunters often use shotguns loaded with slugs or buckshot, paired with thermal scopes that cut through the darkness and reveal even the most cautious targets. Have you ever hunted wild boar with a shotgun? Drop a 2 if you have, or a 3 if it's still on your bucket list. Thermal scopes give hunters a remarkable advantage. letting them detect wild hogs in total darkness and strike with pinpoint precision from afar. This cutting-edge technology turns every hunt into a stealthy, calculated pursuit. Since May 31st, 2019, Texans no longer need a hunting license to take down feral hogs on private land, though one is still required for public areas. If you're a Texas hunter, drop a 1 in the comments. And if you've got the latest updates or rule changes, share them below to help keep the community informed. Each hunter is allowed to harvest up to 5 feral hogs per night, unless taking part in a government-supervised operation. Participants must be at least 18 years old to join the hunt. In recent years, feral hog attacks have spiked by nearly 30%, making every mission more intense and dangerous. To stay protected, hunters are advised to gear up with thick clothing, reinforced boots, body armor, and durable gloves, crucial defenses against the sudden, brutal charges of these powerful beasts. After each hunt, every feral hog brought down marks another victory in protecting Texas soil and preserving its natural balance. Hunters meticulously gather the carcasses to prevent contamination and shield the land from further harm. For anyone doubting the importance of this relentless battle, the truth speaks for itself. Without these efforts, the devastation would run rampant, and the untamed beauty of Texas would crumble beneath the relentless force of destruction. In Texas, authorities have even authorized aerial hunts to combat the feral hog crisis, carried out from helicopters flying between 100 and 150 feet above the ground. The scale of destruction caused by these animals is immense, and this high-speed method has proven to be one of the most effective countermeasures. From the air, hunters can scan vast stretches of land and take out large groups in a matter of minutes. Still, this intense operation isn't for everyone. It demands a special permit from the Texas Parks and Wildlife Department, issued only to trained professionals and certified organizations. You're not just hunting feral hogs, you're protecting Texas from an all-out invasion, said a seasoned pilot with more than 300 successful flights to his name. In the 2024 season alone, aerial missions wiped out over 7,500 feral hogs across central Texas, delivering a major blow to the damage they cause. Each flight lasts between 3 and 5 hours, during which pilots and marksmen work in perfect sync to eliminate 30 to 50 hogs per run. A powerful show of precision, teamwork, and determination in the fight to reclaim the land. Every hunt brings Texas one step closer to restoring balance, yet the fight is far from finished. We want to hear from you. Share your thoughts, stories, or hunting experiences in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss our next video, where we dive into the cutting-edge strategies and courageous efforts shaping the ongoing battle against invasive species. These strategies have made a real impact in curbing the spread of invasive species. But innovation never stops. What do you think could work even better? Drop your ideas in the comments so we can keep the discussion alive. Thanks for watching till the end. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to invite your friends to join our growing community. See you in the next one. Have you ever wondered about the fox, nature's slyest and most adaptable predator? With its fiery red coat, sharp eyes, and razor-sharp instincts, the fox is a true symbol of intelligence and survival. But what happens when this elusive master of the wild ventures into our cities? Is it a real threat, or simply a victim of human expansion? Drop a 4 in the comments, and join us as we explore the secret life of the fox. From shadowy forests to bustling urban streets in today's video. Keep watching. Because at the CSIRO Wildlife Research Institute in Australia, hundreds of foxes once escaped from a research facility. Thanks to their remarkable adaptability and rapid reproduction, their numbers skyrocketed year after year. But this population explosion came at a steep price. As food became scarce, many foxes grew frail and hungry, their once lustrous coats fading under the harsh reality of survival. To survive, the foxes started slipping through fences and venturing into residential neighborhoods, coming into conflict with domestic cats as they scrambled for food. These encounters are becoming more frequent, raising alarm among residents about the safety of their pets and the potential risks foxes pose to human health and security. The smell of discarded meat from nearby processing plants only makes matters worse, luring these cunning scavengers ever closer to our homes. In some instances, foxes have even broken into local butcher shops and markets, feasting on large amounts of meat and leaving a trail of chaos. Business owners report losses reaching $15,000 per incident, heightening concern throughout the community. In response, local authorities are scrambling to implement effective measures to protect residents while maintaining the delicate ecological balance. Strict regulations on firearm use have also been enforced, aiming to address the crisis safely and responsibly. During these coordinated night hunts, participants venture out under the cloak of darkness, an adrenaline-fueled experience for thrill seekers. Each hunter wields a government-issued 17 WSM rifle, equipped with cutting-edge night vision scopes. This advanced setup provides extended range, pinpoint accuracy, and full control, turning every hunt into a tense, unforgettable test of skill and nerve.
Oh my word.
Under the hunting permit, fox hunting is strictly off-limits near residential areas, pushing hunters to travel hundreds of miles into the untamed wilderness. There, they depend on headlamps to pierce the night and specialized fox call devices to draw these cunning creatures closer. It's a true test of patience, skill, and endurance in some of the most remote terrain. Have you ever faced such rugged conditions while hunting? Drop a 5 in the comments if you have, or a 6 if it's still on your bucket list. With this advanced technology, the success rate in controlling fox populations has risen to 54%. A major breakthrough is the use of red lights, a true game changer for both safety and precision. Unlike harsh white beams, red light reduces glare and eye strain, allowing hunters to maintain natural night vision while staying sharp and accurate in the darkness. Moreover, red light keeps foxes unaware of the hunter's presence. They hardly notice it, letting the team approach stealthily and strike with pinpoint accuracy. Through night vision binoculars, a fox was spotted slipping through the brush nearby. With a silent signal, the hunters aimed, fired, and in a matter of moments, brought down 3 foxes in rapid succession. A seamless, coordinated victory under the cover of darkness. In these high-stakes night hunts, teamwork is crucial. Every hunter depends on their partners for safety, timing, and coordination. This collaborative effort hones skills while providing a deeper insight into fox behavior and survival instincts. Behind each successful operation lies relentless preparation. 6 intense months of training in marksmanship, fieldcraft, and mastering the elusive habits of this wily predator. Hunters who do not complete the mandatory training and licensing program are strictly barred from participating in fox control operations. Enforced by Australian agricultural authorities, this rule safeguards the safety of all field participants and their teams. Violating these regulations, such as hunting without official authorization, carries serious consequences, including hefty fines or imprisonment of up to 2 years. Clear skies and dry conditions give hunters a significant edge, letting them spot foxes from impressive distances, sometimes as far as 700 meters. But when rain arrives, the game changes entirely. Visibility drops, the soil turns slippery, and every footstep echoes across the landscape. Under these damp conditions, foxes grow even more wary, detecting danger long before hunters can approach. After each hunt, gathering the foxes is a vital step, enabling hunters to report outcomes and assist authorities in tracking progress. In one highly successful night operation, hunters removed 27 foxes across 900 acres in just 9 hours. Once the hunt concludes, the foxes are collected and tallied, providing essential data for wildlife management. This process not only curbs the expanding population, but also informs future strategies to restore ecological balance.
Female both come up. HA means Fox Hunting Australia on Facebook.
The Australian government has rolled out educational programs to boost public awareness about fox control. These initiatives highlight the real threats foxes pose, while helping communities that oppose hunting understand why management is essential. As a result, public perception is shifting, fostering greater support for environmental protection and responsible wildlife management. To reinforce these efforts, residents are now installing electric fences around forested areas, a humane barrier that discourages foxes from venturing too close. These educational programs have expanded public awareness and fostered a stronger sense of responsibility for protecting the environment. To reinforce their effect, Many residents have installed electric fences along forest edges, a straightforward yet effective solution. When foxes encounter these fences, the mild shock deters them from returning, helping maintain a safer balance between wildlife and human communities. This approach aims to safeguard public safety while minimizing conflicts between humans and wildlife. The electric fences use a low-voltage current that discourages foxes without harming them or people. Regular upkeep is crucial, so residents are advised to inspect the fences at least once a month to ensure they function properly and continue providing reliable protection. Using firearms to manage fox populations in Australia continues to play a crucial role in safeguarding communities and preserving ecological balance. What do you think about this approach? Share your opinion in the comments and type 7 if you support Australia's responsible and effective fox management efforts. Don't forget to like, share, and help spread awareness for the safety and well-being of your family. Stay tuned, because our next video promises even more exciting insights. Our journey into the wild is far from over, and Texas is the next chapter. Here, wild boars have become a rising menace, tearing through farmland, damaging infrastructure, and even creeping into towns and suburbs. Their relentless nature has cost millions in losses, hitting farmers, grocery stores, and restaurants alike. This invasion is changing everything. Want to see how we face it? Drop a comment with the number 1 and join us on this wild adventure. When wild hogs become America's worst nightmare. In the stillness of a Texas cornfield, a sudden clang of steel breaks the calm. A massive net trap snaps shut, capturing dozens of wild hogs in one swift move. But this isn't a movie scene. It's the front line of a real war American farmers are fighting against one of the nation's most destructive invaders. Experts say we must remove 66 and 70% of wild hogs every year just to hold the line. Yet we're only managing about 29%. That gap isn't a lapse, it's a crisis. Closing it starts with the right gear and skilled shooters. The AR-10 has become the go-to platform for hunters who need the range and stopping power to take down whole sounders, sows, and piglets, not just trophy males. Using suppressors and night vision scopes gives hunters a real edge during nighttime ambushes, especially out in wide, open farmland. Hunting wild hogs isn't just about pulling the trigger. It's a game of patience, planning, and precision. It's still the most effective way to fight this relentless invader. But not everyone agrees. The question keeps coming up. If hunting works so well, why are wild hog numbers still rising? Why are simple net traps starting to replace rifles and helicopters in the fight against a billion-dollar farm disaster? The answer: the surprising power of the humble net. From Texas to Missouri, semi-automatic net systems are rising as the farmer's go-to fix, no bullets required. Just a circular net, metal stakes, and a potent bait made from fermented corn mixed with gelatin. A scent the hogs can't resist, drawing them straight into the trap. Net trap tech has evolved fast. Fitted with motion sensors, infrared cameras, and smartphone-triggered releases, farmers can now choose the exact moment to spring the net, boosting the odds of snaring whole herds instead of a few stragglers. Surprisingly, these systems perform more than 50% better at night, when wild hogs are most active and least cautious. Using illegal or non-compliant traps can cost hunters their permits, so following regulations is crucial. Across affected regions, massive steel cage traps are strategically positioned to capture multiple hogs at once. With success rates reaching up to 85%, these heavy-duty cages have proven essential in places like Inch, where they've helped control hundreds of wild boars. Depending on their size and design, each trap can hold between 3 and 5 hogs at a time. Hunters are required to check their traps regularly, ideally every 12 to 24 hours, to ensure humane treatment and reset them for continued efficiency. Trapping season reaches its peak in the fall and early winter, when wild boars are most active in their search for food. Targeting them during this period not only minimizes crop and property damage, but also helps keep their growing populations in check near residential areas. Wild boars are most active under the cover of darkness, making nighttime the perfect window for setting traps. These modern traps not only help curb the widespread destruction caused by wild hogs, but also provide an eco-friendly approach, reducing the risk to other wildlife. Thanks to advanced sensors and motion detection technology, today's trapping systems can reach success rates of up to 80% in capturing wild boars efficiently and humanely. Net traps aren't just effective. They're one of the most humane tools in modern wildlife management. Unlike traditional hunting, these traps capture wild hogs alive, allowing safe transport to invasive species control centers. In Texas, strict laws prohibit hunting pregnant sows or mothers with piglets, with heavy fines for violations. This careful balance between protecting agriculture and upholding ecological ethics highlights America's commitment to responsible wildlife control. Transitioning from costly helicopter hunts to affordable, efficient net traps marks a smart evolution in wild hog control. With just around $200 and one evening of work, hunters can capture entire herds, no gunfire required. It's proof that strategy and innovation can outperform expensive, labor-intensive methods. Beyond saving money, this shift reflects a broader movement toward humane, sustainable solutions for managing invasive species like wild hogs across America. However, not everyone agrees with this approach. Animal rights advocates argue that trapping wild hogs in confined spaces causes unnecessary stress and fear. Meanwhile, experts counter that, compared to firearms, net traps offer clear advantages. They prevent environmental pollution, reduce risks to other wildlife, and minimize the potential for human accidents. This method stands out as the only large-scale solution that's both affordable and effective, even for small-scale hunters. What do you think about this approach? Share your thoughts in the comments below. The fight against wild hogs isn't merely a struggle between humans and an invasive species. It's a testament to how innovation and integrity can help us confront today's toughest ecological challenges. What's your opinion on net traps? Do you believe they're a humane solution, or do you think there's still room for improvement? Type 1 if you support this method, or 0 if you're still on the fence. Don't forget to share this video to help raise awareness about the hard work of American farmers and how modern technology is changing the fight against wild hogs. Stay tuned. Our next adventure is just around the corner. It's not the wild boar, but the crocodile that stands as nature's most silent predator, an expert in stealth and ambush. Hidden beneath murky waters of swamps, rivers, and lakes, these ancient reptiles wait patiently, striking with lightning speed when prey least expects it. Curious to learn how they've perfected the art of survival? Comment number 1 to join us as we uncover the secrets of this remarkable hunter. Crocodiles are nature's ultimate ambush predators. With silent precision, they glide beneath the surface, invisible until it's far too late. Their menu is as diverse as it is deadly. Fish, birds, and even large mammals fall victim to their crushing jaws. Among them, the saltwater crocodile reigns supreme, stretching over 7 meters long and weighing more than 1,000 kilograms, a true titan of the waterways. Australia faces a constant struggle against invasive species, but none command fear quite like the crocodile, often called the world's most dangerous reptile. These ancient predators can grow up to 30 feet long, weigh around 750 pounds, and deliver a bone-crushing 5,000-pound bite force. In the wild, they're not just survivors, they're apex hunters, perfectly evolved for dominance. This growing presence poses a serious threat to communities living near rivers and lakes. Over the years, crocodile attacks have surged, rising from around 85 incidents to nearly 200 annually. Each encounter is a stark reminder that in these waters, humans are no longer the top predator. On the afternoon of June 2, 2023, a horrifying encounter unfolded in Australia. A diver recounted the terrifying moment he was ambushed by a crocodile beneath the surface. The predator lunged from the murky depths, its teeth sinking into his arm with a burst of excruciating pain. The impact felt like a sledgehammer, the beast's jaws locking onto his shoulder with over 2,000 pounds of crushing force. As he met the creature's cold, unblinking eyes, panic surged, but instinct took over. Summoning every ounce of strength, he tore himself free from its razor-edged grip and crawled toward the shore for help. Even today, that harrowing moment still haunts his every thought. Crocodile attacks continue to rise, making the work of wildlife management agencies more critical than ever. To protect local communities and prevent further tragedies, these agencies have launched controlled hunts using firearms, an essential yet dangerous task aimed at reducing the risk of future encounters and safeguarding public safety. Wildlife experts note that crocodiles often congregate in swampy riverbanks. In the late afternoon, as the heat eases, they move onto the shore to hunt, only to retreat back into the water to rest. Understanding these routines gives hunters a crucial advantage, allowing them to track and manage these massive reptiles safely and effectively. Navigating swamps is no easy feat. These environments are home to some of the world's deadliest predators. Crocodiles are extremely alert, and even the faintest sound can trigger their caution. For this reason, hunters must master specialized movement and tracking skills before attempting the hunt, ensuring both their safety and the success of their mission. After hours of patient waiting, 3 massive crocodiles finally crept onto the grassy bank, lured by the bait the hunter had carefully set. Seizing the perfect moment, the hunter raised his rifle with precision and fired. One of the crocodiles collapsed instantly, motionless, signaling the start of a high-stakes encounter with these prehistoric predators. Swampy terrain is incredibly treacherous, so hunters always operate in teams, not just to increase efficiency, but to ensure everyone's safety. On top of that, only those with advanced skills and experience should attempt this high-risk hunt, as even a small mistake can trigger a dangerous encounter with these powerful predators. In Australia, crocodile hunting is strictly controlled by local authorities to ensure sustainable practices and protect natural ecosystems. The official hunting season runs from January to June, and each licensed hunter is allowed to take a maximum of 2 adult crocodiles per day, maintaining a careful balance between population management and conservation. To obtain a crocodile hunting license, hunters must be at least 18 years old and complete mandatory training in hunting safety and wildlife management. Crocodile hunting is especially demanding, requiring physical fitness, strength, and sharp reflexes to handle the high-risk situations that can arise during the pursuit of these powerful predators. This requires hunters to move quickly and adapt to unexpected challenges in rugged, natural environments. For many indigenous communities in Australia, crocodiles hold a deep cultural and spiritual significance, often regarded as sacred animals central to traditional beliefs and heritage. Firearms not only puts their lives at risk, but can also cause prolonged suffering, raising serious questions about the ethics and sustainability of this practice. What do you think? Share your thoughts by commenting with the number 1 below. As alligator encounters near residential areas increase, authorities have deployed traps to minimize risks. This approach speeds up capturing alligators in swampy habitats. Do you think it's effective? If yes, comment 2. If not, comment 5. Brave hunters position heavy iron traps underwater in areas frequented by crocodiles. Measuring 12 feet long and 10 feet wide, these traps prevent the reptiles from swimming freely while hunting. This method safely captures multiple crocodiles at once, typically 5 to 10 per setting. During the capture, hunters encounter crocodiles weighing hundreds of pounds and stretching over 8 feet long, brimming with raw power. Even after trapping, handling these massive reptiles remains extremely dangerous, as a single strike can cause serious injuries. Teams use heavy-duty ropes to secure captured crocodiles, preventing them from breaking free. It often takes 5 strong men to control a thrashing crocodile, and dragging the massive, aggressive animal to shore can take up to 2 hours of relentless effort. Once captured, hunters transport the crocodiles to local authorities for processing, since these reptiles pose a serious public safety threat. This system allows officials to monitor populations and track their usual habitats. Thanks to these strict management measures, the number of invasive crocodiles in Australia has decreased by 30%. Many hunters disregard crocodile hunting regulations, causing significant environmental damage. Instead of following rules meant to protect and manage crocodile populations, some individuals and hunting groups exploit the situation for illegal personal or commercial gain. The unlawful trade of crocodile skins not only breaks the law, but also undermines government efforts to conserve wildlife. Offenders risk imprisonment and the permanent revocation of their hunting licenses. Hunting crocodiles can be both thrilling and responsible, helping protect communities across Australia. If you think firearms are the most effective method, leave a comment with 1. If you support using traps for safer hunting, comment 0. Share this video so everyone can learn about these strategies. Keep watching so you don't miss the intense hunts coming up. These methods have helped control invasive species, but do you think there are even better solutions? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to support our channel and stay updated on upcoming videos. Finally, share this video with your friends so they can enjoy it too. Today, we're bringing you into the heart of an electrifying wild boar hunt in Turkey, a land of jagged mountains and unpredictable terrain. An urgent alert came in. Dozens of wild boars were rampaging through crops, threatening local communities. Wasting no time, our team flew straight from the US to Turkey to team up with local hunters in this large-scale pursuit. This is a high-stakes operation, demanding razor-sharp preparation and lightning-fast action. Drop a comment with 1 if you're ready to join us on this wild boar adventure. Every November, the rural fields of Denizli, Turkey, come alive with the excitement of the corn harvest. But this year, that joy quickly turned to chaos. Night after night, wild boars tore through the fields, leaving destruction in their wake. Seeing months of hard work trampled before our eyes, I knew we couldn't stand by. Fueled by determination, I joined forces with local hunters to plan a relentless and strategic hunt. This region is famed as a wild boar haven, and true to its reputation, it didn't take long before our next target appeared. We moved with precision, cutting off its escape route. From a prime vantage point, I took steady aim and squeezed the trigger. Simultaneously, my teammate struck another boar. In what felt like mere seconds, we had expertly brought down 2 boars. Flawless execution. This double strike only fueled our resolve. The entire team tightened their focus, hearts pounding with anticipation. Suddenly, a dark shape bolted across the field. Instinctively, we dropped low into the tall grass, holding our breath, eyes locked on the target. In a flash, before the boar could sense danger, a burst of gunfire echoed through the field. Just like that, the boar collapsed in the middle of the open terrain. Have you ever hunted wild boars with a firearm? If yes, drop a 2 in the comments. If not, leave a 3. Meanwhile, a high-stakes chase was unfolding in John's zone. With his seasoned instincts and pinpoint shooting, the boar in front of him went down swiftly and cleanly. Once again, the hunting dogs proved invaluable, flushing a massive beast from the dense brush. It lunged straight toward us, but I was ready. Rifle raised, I took aim and fired. The wild boars here are no ordinary prey. Bold, fierce, and utterly fearless. Some even charge head-on. Luckily, we keep our cool under pressure, striking with precision every single time. As we shifted to a new vantage point, strange rustlings echoed from the far side of the field. In an instant, a boar burst into view, trying to make a break for it, but luck wasn't on its side. A few sharp, precise shots rang out, and it collapsed. Moments later, we received reports of a whole herd hiding in a cornfield mid-harvest. We raced over, and chaos erupted. The boars poured out like a raging river. Bullets flew, yet only one went down. With so many still on the loose, it's clear this hunt is far from over. Tomorrow we return for round 2. What you just saw wasn't a hunt for thrill or glory. It was a full-scale operation to combat a real crisis. In central France's Allier region, wild boars have brought entire farms to their knees. Once pristine grain fields are now ripped apart. Irrigation systems are damaged, and crops lie destroyed. Beyond the agricultural chaos, there's a constant threat of disease spreading. Last October, local authorities called on the hunting community for help. I joined nearly 40 expert sharpshooters to form a specialized team, zeroing in on adhere, the heart of the wild boar invasion. We divided into smaller squads, each made up of 4 to 6 hunters, strategically assigned to paths the boars frequented. Hidden behind thick bushes, a lone boar appeared, alert and cautious. It froze, sensing danger. Seizing the split-second opportunity, I aimed and fired. Down it went. That first successful shot set the pace, and soon a full herd of wild boars emerged, unaware of the trap we had set. Wild boars in Texas have grown into a major menace, wreaking havoc on both farms and the environment. With millions roaming unchecked, they relentlessly trample crops and uproot fields, leaving farmers struggling to keep up. As darkness falls, their activity spikes, turning night into a time of destruction. Without decisive control measures, this wild boar threat will only intensify, bringing unpredictable and potentially disastrous consequences. After local reports of a massive herd tearing through the area, we headed straight for Texas. The state met us with a breathtaking sunset stretching over endless fields. Beautiful, but hiding a dangerous truth. Clever, massive beasts lurking, ready to wreak havoc. We geared up for tonight's operation, loading advanced equipment and preparing for limited visibility. In the pitch black, our thermal imaging systems became the difference maker. We steadied our aim, took careful shots,
Hey, what you got there, bud?
and then decided when to pull the trigger. We slipped into a nearby orchard and scattered grain across a bare patch. Bait too good to resist. True to form, massive wild boars rolled in, noses buried in the dirt, unknowingly feasting on what would be their last meal. I steadied my breath, took one clean, precise shot, and the first boar dropped instantly. The herd erupted in panic, trampling over itself in a desperate bid to flee. But the chase wasn't finished. We stayed on their trail, cutting them down one after another. As they gorged on their favorite bait, I slipped into position and locked onto my target. I drew a slow breath, then squeezed the trigger. The shot cracked through the night, and one by one the boars fell. Flawless execution. Real results.
Hey, what you got, bud?
Tonight we set out again, driven by grit and fury. Fingers tight on our weapons, we swore this threat would end. Chaos unfolded before us. Wild boars ravaging the field, trampling crops like it was their own feast. Each beast loomed huge and brutal, their coarse fur throwing shadowy silhouettes in the night. Even with their sharp instincts and heightened vigilance, their cunning wouldn't save them tonight. We crouched low, absolute silence falling over us. Everything was in place. Their nightmare was about to begin. I've hunted plenty of times, but never faced a herd this massive and ferocious. Without a second thought, we slid into position. Gunfire erupted in relentless bursts. We felled many, yet their sheer numbers made it impossible to wipe them all out at once. Still, we pressed forward, relentless, refusing to let a single one slip away. With a herd this size, there were undoubtedly more lurking just out of sight. We couldn't let a single one escape. One clean, precise shot brought down the largest and fattest boar, the undisputed leader of the pack. Chaos erupted as the others scattered, but their chances of survival were gone. Within seconds, more shots rang out, leaving dark, motionless shapes littering the ground. A fitting end for these bold intruders daring to challenge human territory. Thanks for watching all the way through. Show your support by liking and subscribing to the channel. Until next time, stay tuned for more thrilling hunts. Giraffes are fascinating creatures, often seen moving gracefully in herds ranging from just a handful to over 20 individuals. Their social structure is flexible, adapting fluidly to changing conditions and group dynamics. Today, roughly 68,000 giraffes roam the wild, and in recent years, their numbers have shown encouraging growth. This rebound reflects the success of targeted conservation efforts, offering hope for the species and highlighting the powerful impact of wildlife protection initiatives. In certain regions, authorities allow giraffe hunting to help maintain a population that stays within the limits the environment can support. This approach prevents overpopulation, protects food sources and habitats, and reduces potential human-wildlife conflicts. These hunts are tightly regulated, following strict seasons and guidelines to ensure the sustainability of giraffe populations in the wild. Do you agree with this method? If so, give this video a like. If not, leave a comment with the number 5. Hunting giraffes with bows and arrows adds a whole new level of skill and patience to the experience. It demands a deep understanding of the animal's behavior and a more personal, immersive connection with the environment. Many hunters feel this method fosters greater respect for the prey, given the precision and focus required. However, ethical concerns exist, especially the risk of prolonged suffering if the shot isn't accurate or the hunt isn't conducted responsibly. That's why strict regulations and a focus on animal welfare are essential to balance the challenge with respect for wildlife. Understanding giraffe behavior and prioritizing safety during the hunt is absolutely essential. These are massive, powerful animals, so careful planning is crucial to prevent dangerous situations. Staying hidden, moving quietly, and knowing the proper shooting distance all contribute to a safer and more ethical hunt. Equally important is making sure no one is in the line of fire, a core part of hunting etiquette that helps prevent accidents. Ultimately, preparation, knowledge, and respect for both the animal and fellow hunters are the keys to conducting a responsible and safe giraffe hunt. Minimizing suffering during the hunt is a cornerstone of ethical hunting. Understanding giraffe anatomy particularly the areas that allow for a quick, humane kill, is essential to keeping the hunt as painless as possible. A well-placed shot to the chest or neck, where vital organs are located, greatly reduces the risk of prolonged suffering. The hunter's skill, preparation, and respect for the animal all play a critical role in ensuring the hunt remains humane. When conducted responsibly, this approach demonstrates a true commitment both to the sport and to the well-being of the giraffe population. Focusing on humane and sustainable methods to manage giraffe populations is crucial for long-term conservation and fostering a balanced relationship between humans and wildlife. Habitat restoration and community education are powerful tools to ensure giraffes and other species can thrive. Promoting ecotourism as an economic alternative gives local communities a real incentive to protect their natural surroundings, benefiting both people and wildlife. By prioritizing the welfare of giraffes, we create opportunities for coexistence that support all parties involved. Thank you for sharing this perspective, and I look forward to exploring more in